What am I gonna do? What the? Hey, what are you holding there? It's just Mario 3D All-Stars. Just? Why is it glowing like that? What did you do to it? I don't know, I just picked it up and this happened. But the last time I touched that box, it was fine. When was that? Back in 2020. So that's what it is. This was a limited time game, remember? So when I picked it up in this day and age, this happened. It's a forbidden game. What does this mean? It means that... Wait, can you put that away? It's kind of hurting my eyes. Oh, sorry. It means that limited time games are a pretty weird concept for video games. You just used that as an excuse to segue to today's topic, didn't you? Yep, and I don't feel guilty about it.
Limited time games are exactly what you think they are. Games that are only available for a limited time. Now let's not confuse that to a live service game, as those are technically available for a limited time, but this topic I'll be going through is mainly to do with games that already have a set amount of time determined before the game even comes out. The easiest one that many probably know about is Super Mario 3D All-Stars. It was mainly made for the 35th anniversary for Mario and was said to be only sold for a limited time. Nintendo was pretty infamous when it comes to this type of thing because I genuinely don't know any other company that does something like this. This isn't exactly like a collector's edition that's only made for pre-ordering games or anything like that. It's purely a game that was sold, then it stopped being sold shortly after. No, this isn't a Concord situation. Other examples I can think of from the top of my head are Super Mario 35 and a really random game that was made by Nintendo called Jump Rope Challenge. Actually, I lied. This game wasn't removed. It was meant to be removed 3 months after it came out, but here we are, 5 years later, and you can still get the game. For the most part, there actually aren't many types of these games.
Then why are you making a video about them? At the time when I was thinking of what video to make, this one seemed like a good idea, okay? Well then, what do we do? I don't know. Wait, what's this? What? I found a weird company that makes limited time physical copies of games. Huh?
Apparently, there are a few publisher companies that make either limited physical copies for games that weren't intended to be physical, or collector editions. This is actually something I never stumbled upon until literally this video, so that's actually cool. In a sense, it does somewhat create the same type of effect, where the game would feel limited to a point where you would want to buy it. These companies mainly do this for indie games, which, if you don't know, very rarely get physical releases. Granted, these are limited released physical copies, which do make them feel special in some way. As a practice, this is a pretty interesting thing to do. Now before I move on to my next point, I want to go on a little rant about limited run games. This part is unscripted, so if it sounds like it's all over the place, that's why. Now before I made this video, I didn't even know anything about this company, but it turns out this company was in charge of the collector's edition for 2 different Sonic games, and unfortunately there was a lot of problems to do with those collector editions. Now although it's kind of unrelated to this video, I wanted to talk about it because I did kind of briefly go over this company, and I wanted to get it out of the way because I felt like someone will comment about them. Anyways, back to the scripted part. Now how does this practice affect the games that have them? Do they boost sales? Are people rushing to buy them? Well, yes and no. Starting with no, someone who isn't super in the know of the game would simply ignore the fact that it's about to be a rare game. I know people who simply never bought Mario 3D All-Stars because they didn't even know it was going to exist for a limited time. And there are people who haven't even played 1 second of Mario 35. But at the same time, the people who do know that the game is about to become unavailable at some point would rush to buy the game. I did that, you might have done that, many people wanted to be part of the event. This can really be the case for any limited time product. Mario 3D All-Stars was reported to sell pretty well, with it being about 9 million by the end of its time. That's not bad at all, right? But with everything, this type of strategy doesn't come without its controversies. Although it sold pretty well, the argument of the strategy being stupid wasn't uncommon. Many people made fun of the idea, and some wanted to boycott the whole thing. Whatever the case, I see this type of thing as trying to make a game feel more special. Unfortunately, if it's for digital games, it comes with a cost of never getting to play the game ever again. I think about Mario 35 all the time. Whatever the case, that's all there really is to limited time games.
Well, I'm glad you got a copy of Mario 3D All-Stars when you did. Yeah, imagine trying to buy that today. Well then, why don't we play it for old time's sake? Sure, I'm down. Alright then, let me just grab it and... What the? Where'd it go? What do you mean where'd it go? Didn't you put it on the side a few minutes ago? Yeah, but it's gone. Huh? Where did it go then? Surely it has to be somewhere here.